Greetings and salutations, Internet. My name is TJ, and welcome back to Trails in the Sky. Last time, we sat through the opening cutscene, read some dialogue, and now we're finally in control of the characters. Hooray. Let's open this door. Is this Joshua's room? Can I open this? I'm pushing buttons. Can't control the camera. Emma's map. There a controls option? No. Okay. Guess not. It looks important. I'd sure like to open it. Okay. This is Estelle's room. Oh, and I can enter to rest. I guess it'll give me a little exclamation point when I can interact with something. Good to know. What's in here? Nothing for me. Ooh. Go back exit. Okay. Let's go. Let's look around first. Training posts? Ooh. As a standing log for staff practice. Cool. On the highway. Okay, I hit spacebar too. That works. Much better than hitting enter. North to Rollin, 49 Silg. South to Garoon Gate, 259 Silg. Okay. I'm assuming I'm heading north. To the city of Rollin. Look at this nice little town. Looks like we made good time. Not too early or not too late, either. We just barely graduated from Sunday school. Never dreamed we had to study so hard to become bracers. Well, you're in luck. Today is the last day of our training. Truth be told, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place, so I don't know why you'd expect to get away with any less effort. Oh yeah, I guess I did. Alright then. Let's get to it and make it through this last hazing from Shara. You look ready to me. Let's go meet with Shara at the Bracer Guild over there then. There's a little mini-map. And everything's labeled. Milch Main Road. The mayor's residence, the landing port, and the Malga Trail. So this is the guild. These are lodgings. This is an Orbital factory, church, and then we have various shops. Arms and guards. General goods. Good morning, Mr. Reinen. Hello there, Estelle and Joshua. You're up rather early today. Did you come to buy a new pair of shoes? Now that you mention it, are there any new ones in stock? You know, like the newest Stregas? Unbelievable. You've actually forgotten why we came in here to begin with. We're not here to shop. We're supposed to be buying a copy of the Liberal News for Dad, right? Of course. You've always been a big collector of those shoes, haven't you, Estelle? Afraid the new Stregas aren't out yet. Draft the latest issues of the Liberal News, though. I should have them around around noon. Noon, huh? That's right in the middle of our training at the guild house. We'll stop by again after our training is over. Sure, I'll be waiting for you. Cool. Oh boy, I can adjust the camera. Nice. Hello. I'm just on my way over to the forest of Mistwald to the south of here for work. There's a merchant from Boss who came here to buy lumber. I need to get enough ready for the order I received. Okay. Ah, there you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning, Aina. Good morning. Is Shara here already? Yes, she's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll finally be recognized as members of the Bracer Guild. Good luck to both of you. Thanks! We'll do our best. Meow. The Star and the Hanged Man. The Hermit and the Magician. And last of all, inversion through the Wheel of Fortune. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Good morning, Shara. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. This is a rare occasion for both of you to show up so early. This is my last day of training. I figured, why not? I'm ready to get this show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm. I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of to make sure that high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it dribble out your ears like it usually does. Ah, Joshua, Shara's picking on me. Don't worry, Shara. While Estelle may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, acts rashly, is overly naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything. Her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an orbment with some practice. Eventually. Probably. I guess there's not much I can do now except hope for the best. Hold on a sec, Joshua. Somehow, I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. Well, that's odd. I'm positive I described all your best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Shara, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face was really intent. Oh, this? I was just trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, I don't seem to be in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. Can it read the cards? That's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time we start your final training. I'll give you a brief rundown of all the information we've covered in your previous training. This is the minimal level of knowledge that bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. Aw, yeah! Exposition! Orbments. Orbments are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbital energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and the type of quartz or process septum installed. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from lights, heaters, and other everyday products to weapons, magic, and even airships. In connection, this technological reform is commonly known as the Orbital Revolution. Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect civilians and maintain the stability of their respective regions. They aid the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, and escorting people to goods. The Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of the bracers in each region. The Kingdom of Liberel, in which we live, sits on the western half of the Zemurian continent. Oh, this is Liberel, not... Duh. I read the map wrong last episode. Oops. The Kingdom of Liberel, in which we live, sits on the western half of the Zemurian continent, and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liberel is proud to be one of the leading producers of septium on the continent, and is known for its high level of technology used to develop orbments. Orbment technology has also been a key pillar of support for Liberel in protecting its independence, and as it has contended with neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liberel was invaded by the Erbonian Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberel enjoys peace. Awesome. Let's see, since we got a mountain of stuff to do today, I'll let you off the hook this time with the condensed review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. Shara? How is today's practical training any different from the training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means you'll be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have the both of you run through everything as if it were a real bracer job. So what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at a desk involved? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time you'll have to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure... I can read. I'll make sure to have you work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes, that's seriously what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to spend another day with my tush parked at a desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Let's just hope that smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objection. Your first objection! I can read, I swear to God. Let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have at it. Your first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you'll be performing. But before that, there's something that we need to give the both of you. Aina, are they ready? Yes, they are. Alright, you two. Go get one for each of yourselves. These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. Receive the Bracer Notebook. Bracer Notebooks serve as the official way to record the status of your current jobs. Also, anything you may hear or anything you may find and where. These kinds of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood. Crap, this sounds like it's gonna be a pain. Oh? Please tell me it was my ears playing tricks on me, because I swear I only got one response. I'm sure there were two. Keeping an accurate account of all events is an important duty for all bracers. So just get with the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see that there's a bulletin board standing there. First, I want you to go check the job descriptions posted there. When the bulletin board is approached, an exclamation point mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display the job list. By selecting the job names on the list, you can view their details. That's great. Aw, yeah, we have a book. Is this gonna be all of our quests? Nice. Magic, 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 quartz, Oh boy. It's a lot of stuff. Achievements. Yeah, our names. Registered at the Rollin branch. Rank, jobs completed, earn BP, battles, victories, losses, and times we fled. Ordinance 1. Devices made for personal use that have an array of effects due to the installation of a Cyptium crystal circuits known as quartz. Make sure made to order with many combinations possible. Magic could be used by exploiting the power of ornaments, the type of which is determined by the quartz. Or to house this force, EP is required. EP can be recovered at hotels and inns by using EP charging items. Circuits made from Cyptium fragments, Sepith, placed in an orbit to use arts. Each quartz has a value, elemental type strength, so a value of which determines what arts can be used. Here we have the different types and what they link to. Earth, water, fire, wind, time, space, and mirage. Well, at least it's not the 4 elements. Just the 4 elements. We have more elements! Hooray. Orbit slots 1 through 6 are connected by the lines which extend out of the central slot 1. In a stealth situation, the slots are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 6, 5, and are separated into 2 lines. See this diagram. After a quartz is installed, the elemental value of the line it is on will be calculated. C7. Okay. When a line's elemental value total reaches an estimated elemental value of a certain art, that art can then be utilized. Dope. Skills, crafts. I'm sure this will actually explain it to me in game without me having to read the book. Town facilities. Herbal factory, church, shop. Yeah. Parameters. I get all this. Oh. Speed and dexterity are 2 different things. Dexterity makes it easier to land hits. Speed is less time between turns. Okay. I'm not gonna make you sit there while I read all that. What was I doing? This. Client, Sherazard. Pay 500 Mira, direct request. This training will involve searching the sewers beneath Rollin and bringing back the contents of a chest. See her, Sherazard for details. Nice. Details of the job confirmed on the bulletin board and other important events will automatically be recorded in the Bracer Notebook. The Bracer Notebook can be easily found by clicking on the Books tab of the item menu. It can also be accessed by configuring a Bracer Book shortcut button on the configuration menu. Very good. It looks like you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a patient performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which needs immediate attention is also an important duty for bracers. Man, all that talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there's a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than just someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I just have to be more motivated. Is that so? Had a change of heart, have you? You betcha! Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Melder's Orbital Factory and learning about how to use its services. He has graciously taken time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behavior. Okay. Here's where you will learn how to use an Orbital Factory's services. At an Orbital Factory, you can modify your orbits and synthesize support quartz in order to use Orbital Arts. Arts have a wide range of effects, and if mastered, can be extremely helpful. The bracer business is a pretty risky occupation, so the guild has a long-standing relationship with these orbital factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. So Mr. Melders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here.
No problem. Leave everything to me. So what is it you would like to know about? Orbits are mechanical devices which exhibit an array of effects through the installation of various types of quartz. By definition, that means lights, airship engines, and so on are also types of orbits. However, the ones we'll be discussing today are battle orbits, which enhance the user's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. Since each orbit is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, the structures for these devices also differ for each owner. Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slots and lines which connect them vary. At any rate, that's the layman's explanation. In order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be open at an orbital factory like this. It takes a fair amount of sepith, too. EP, which is needed for magic, will also see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. What would you like to know about? Simply put, orbital arts are magic which can be discharged to use battle orbits. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using the orbital energy stored within these mechanical devices. Since orbital arts can be a mouthful, they are almost universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have been called that from the get-go. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, their corresponding quartz must be first synthesized in an orbital factory. Orbits are also set up that once a particular quartz is installed into a slot, the order will be able to use those arts. The type of arts one can use also changes depending on the elemental value and the combination of the installed quartz. Basically, if you want to use water arts, all you have to do is install quartz with a water elemental value. In reality, orbits are much more complex than what I've described, but I think this information should suffice for now. What is it you'd like to know about? Quartz are circuits made from sepith. Quartz have a vast number of effects that rate the owner's abilities, while simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. However, you'll not be able to harness any of these effects until quartz has been installed into a slot. However, these are also fixed slots in which only a certain type of elemental quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, be sure to check your orbit and decide where you will be installing it ahead of time. So, what is it you'd like to know about? Sepith are fragments of septium which are dropped by monsters. They're divided into 7 types: earth, water, fire, wind, time, space, and mirage. Sepith can be exchanged for Mira almost anywhere, but at the orbital factory it can be used to synthesize quartz and open orbit slots in which to install the synthesized quartz. So what is it you would like to know about? That's it. It looks like Mr. Melders has answered all your questions. If there's nothing else, then let's have you both try and use the services here. For that, you're going to need some sepith. I see several each type of elemental sepith. Woohoo! With that amount, you two should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now I want you to begin by first making an elemental quartz that will work with each of your particular orbits. In your case, Estelle, any elemental quartz is okay, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time elemental quartz. Normally at a shop you would be able to exchange sepith for Mira. For this training, you will not be able to use this service. Like, modify your trade to use the orbital factory services. Cool. Got it. Okay. Go to quartz. Take an action 1. Take a attack 1. An HP 1. And then we'll just save the rest of it. That's okay. Oh. Alright, it looks like you're able to synthesize one. Next I want you to increase the arts you can use. Install quartz to your orbits so you can use both attack, recovery, and attack arts. ports can be installed in the orbit section. The orbit screen can be used by selecting orbit tab in the main menu. Okay. That'll give us recovery. And that gives us an attack. There we go. Alright, it looks like you've got both recovery and attack arts set up. If you balance your arts up in between each other like you've done here, it should make dealing with monsters much easier. And additionally, your bracer notebooks contain information about which courts allow you to use which arts. If you'd like to use more powerful arts, check out the arts and quartz charts in your bracer notebooks and find something that works for you. Alright, our training here is almost finished. Last of all, I'm going to have you open a new slot in one of your orbits. The more slots you have available to you, the broader range of choices you'll have. Since each EP, which is consumed by using arts, can have its max value increased by opening up slots, it's a good idea to open them all early on. I want you to use this separate, then open up a slot on each of your orbits. Go ahead and decide which slots you're going to open. Okay, I'm going to open one right here. And Joshua... Nope. I see you've managed to open one of your orbit slots, Estelle. Since your subtle slot is not limited to a particular elemental, you are free to install any type of quartz you like. This concludes your training here at the Orbital Factory. Now it's time to move on to what you've both been waiting for, the Qualification Test. Pardon? Did you just say test? You honestly can't tell me you forgot about the test again, can you? Did I remind you just this morning? Now that you mention it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk along those lines at the breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracer Guild, and humanity. Oh well, no sense of worrying about that now. Let's head over to the testing area. You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready for... How about a little less yapping and a little more walking? Joshua, help me! Mr. Melders, Freddy, thank you for all your help. Don't mention it. Good luck with that test of yours. We'll be rooting for you. I'm gonna remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua! All your training has finally come down to this. Your qualifications test will begin here. I expect to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle? Shara? What now? I was kind of wondering, but there's not gonna be some kind of paper test or something. Did Cassius drop you on a head when you were a child? You just read what it said on the bulletin board not that long ago. Right? Yeah, and? I didn't even make you jot down what you read in your bracer notebooks, unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure the job listing mentions searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells yet? What a relief. Oh, divine Adios. I give thanks to thee for thy infinite grace in bestowing upon us such wonderful gifts as sewers. So what you're really saying is that you thought it was a paper test. No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the Orbital Factory. I can already feel the nostalgia. All these horrible days stuck in a classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm starting to wonder if we'll ever really be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering, you two.
This is supposed to be a test. How about the both of you try to look at least a little anxious? Just so you know, though, if you do happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. We'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident then, how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your test? Anyway, as you both saw on the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted in Rollin's sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest, which has been placed somewhere within that area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real, living, breathing monsters down there, so if you get careless and let down your guard, you will be sorry. Well, I'd sure hope so. Suck if there's no consequences for losing a fight. Also, let me review this before I forget. Tear bombs and a monster guide. What's this book for? It's called the Monster Guide, and it's used to record information about monsters and other opponents you meet. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attributes, you should make an immediate note of it in there. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You've got a really good head on your shoulders, Joshua. That's some pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tip, Shara. We'll put it to good use. Alrighty then, let's get pumped and knock out this test. Let's. Don't forget though, this is an exam. We should make sure to treat it as such. And with that, I think we will do the test next time. That's it for me. Bye-bye.